think one of my favorite lesser seen cards to come out of the Zexal era of the anime has to be Rank Up Magic Argent Chaos Force. Partially just because it was added to Duel Links relatively recently, so I've had a chance to use it and I've had a lot of fun using it. Plus there is the shared skill that Trey, Quattro, and Quentin have associated with this card. Destiny Draw Humanity's Trump card, which is such a badass name. You cannot expect me to not like this card when it's associated with a skill like that. That is a fantastic name. But also, that's just kind of made me more appreciative of its role in the Zexal anime. Because if you didn't know, lore-wise, in Yugioh Zexal, Quentin was the one to make this card to harness and amplify the power of him and his brother's crests, which they had already had to preserve through technology, really showing like the innovation of humanity. So this card really is humanity's trump card, because it is the only rank up magic spell in Zexal era that is not coming from Astral World or Barian World. It is a purely human creation, which I really like the inclusion of. And then there's its debut duel. Quattro versus Nash is one of my favorite duels in the entirety of Zexal. I just love the way that Quattro puts so much significance on Argent Chaos Force and keeps cycling it back to his hand, using it with all three of his number monsters just to try everything that he can to beat Nash. But it shows just how much of a threat Nash is because it doesn't work. He still wins. And clearly, when they were bringing the card into the real card game, they thought that duel was really cool too, because in the anime, it didn't have an extra effect. It just ranked up a number monster. But in the real life card game, if it's in your graveyard when you special summon a rank 5 or higher Xyz monster, you can add it right back to your hand as a reference to that duel. Which unfortunately that effect really only works with the gimmick puppets if you're using it with like its 3 intended archetypes. Because with Chronomalies, I think they only have Chaos Atlantis, and Quentin only has Dyson Sphere, which I think is a kind of a big shame. But either way, that's just a really cool extra effect to give it, and also its design. I love its design. The way it's kind of applied to be a more natural rank-up magic spell with the vines around it, but mainly the emblem in the middle with the three brothers' crests surrounding Vetrix's crest, which is a little bit ironic because Vetrix actually couldn't have used this card because it can only be used on rank 5 or higher Xyz monsters, and all of Vetrix's associated Xyz monsters are rank 4. But it is such like an aesthetically pleasing design, especially because of like the family arc that those three characters have, which just makes me appreciate this card all the more. I really do like it, and I'm really glad that it got to be used in such cool ways towards the end of Zexal.